Few things in the world are more painful for an artist than releasing music to no one. So let's talk about a few things that we need to do before we release our next song. Okay, right out of the gate, we need to establish a marketing plan. Now, there are three primary avenues that we can choose to market our next song or all of our music. We can create a lot of organic content and post it online. We can run ads. We can pitch to playlists. The best way to be discovered online, the highest intent way to be discovered online, is through organic content. Nothing builds trust better than people who discover you organically and opt in with their attention because you are good at what you do. I would advise every single artist on the planet to be creating organic content and get good at making content. Prove yourself to be a good entertainer, storyteller, and world builder. And this is a good thing because this gets people to like you and sign up for the long run. The second thing you can do is run ads. Now, I am a huge proponent of ads. If you've watched any video on my channel, then you'll probably know that I'm big on running ads for music because it works. Not only does it work to help you grow on Spotify and Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube Music, all the things, but it gives you the top of a funnel where you can retarget people to bring them down deeper with you as a brand and as a business, to turn them into customers, to sell them concert tickets, sell them merch, get their email address, and just get them to fall in love with you more in a way that you can control, unlike the way that you can get them to come down the funnel with organic content. And the third way is pitching to playlists. Now, I've gone on record early and often that I'm not like the biggest fan of pitching to playlists, though I will say I have kind of softened my stance on that in recent times because I think that Spotify's attempts to combat bot streams on the platform are actually kind of working. It hasn't solved the problem, but it is better than it used to be. It's not quite the wild, wild west that it once was. If you're going to pitch to playlists, just be thoughtful about it. Now, there are a handful of platforms that you can use. What I would say is make sure that you have full transparency into the playlist that you're pitching to and the curator that you're talking to. Anything that kind of puts up a veil between you and the playlist curator, I would stay away from. But anything where you can actually talk to somebody and establish a relationship, I think that's a good place to start. And don't pay for streams. Pay for a placement if you do want to go that route. And speaking of payment, the second thing we need to do is decide on a marketing budget. Now, this is going to vary widely depending on your financial resources and your time resources. So there are two forms of currency that you can spend here. Number one, you can spend your money to add leverage and extend your reach through ads, through playlist pitching, and also through getting help with creating content, which we'll touch on in just a little bit. But the other way you can spend currency is through your time. So if you are short on funds and high on time, then you can spend more time learning how to develop better and more engaging content online. You can maybe not lean into ads quite so much, but touch on ads with the limited funds you have, but spend much more of your energy via time pitching to playlists for free when you can find that option, and creating a lot of content to spread the message about your new song. So now you've got a plan together, you've got a budget together. It's time to start making things and batch create content and batch schedule content. Now, hopefully you've already got your release schedule. If you haven't scheduled your song for release, then you want to do that at least a couple of weeks in advance, depending on your distributor. The 3 to 4 week mark really is kind of the safety zone. So if you can get further ahead of it than just like 2 or even 1 week, then I would encourage you to do that. You can get a song up at the last minute, especially through some place like DistroKid. You can upload a song like today and it'll go live tomorrow for the most part, at least on Spotify. Other DSPs take a little bit longer to process, but Spotify, you can get it up pretty quickly. I wouldn't do that if you can help it. So try to get in advance of that. And once you've got your song scheduled, go to work creating organic content. Come up with your schedule. Are you posting every day? Are you posting every other day? Are you posting once every few days or once a week? Whatever the cadence looks like for you, whatever your margin is that you can take on, establish that, create enough content to fill that, create enough content for the week leading up to the release, and then for the week of release. You want to hit it hard for your people who are paying attention already and tell them that you've got something coming. And then once it's out, you really want to go hard on the people who are paying attention and on new cold audience members who you want to pull into your funnel to get them to listen to your new song. Okay, the next thing, number 4, you want to make sure that you are optimized for discovery online. So what does that mean? Basically, you want to ensure that your brand, your front-facing visual image as an artist is cohesive and ready for people to find you. If you have a ton of people coming to you, let's say this release goes off and things go really, really well, and you're not really optimized to bring people down the funnel or get them to your music from your profiles, then you're leaving a lot on the table. So you want to make sure that your brand looks and feels right and that your links are correct and all of that stuff before you start really doing a heavy marketing push. So these are things like making sure your profile image is up to date and the same everywhere, because this is kind of your logo, so to speak. Like somebody's going to see the same profile image on Instagram, maybe in your ads if you're running them, on your Spotify artist profile, on your YouTube channel, and they're going to subconsciously very quickly connect the dots and say, okay, this is the same artist everywhere. I know I'm in the right place. This is a good way to build trust in a way that is very much subconscious and doesn't feel like it's that big of a deal, but I promise you it does have an impact. The second thing you want to do is probably update your header images where those are applicable. So places like Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, it's not the biggest deal, but it is helpful if it's cohesive. So same with the profile picture, you want that cohesive branding. And then from there, it's like things like your bio. If it's a new song, then you want to say like X song is out now, put the title like, and then have a link to the track or to your multi-link landing page, like your toned in landing page or hyped it or whatever it is you use in your link in bio on all of your platforms and social media profiles, so that you can send people to the same place and they will ultimately end up at your music, because that is what you're trying to achieve, especially within the first week of that release. Okay, so we have a marketing plan, we've got a budget, we've batched and scheduled content and our release, and we are optimized for discovery on social media. Everything is great. Also, this is a lot to do. I'm not going to lie to you. There are a lot of things to do here, and it can feel like, wow, I'm overwhelmed. I just want to make music. I don't want to have to do all of this crap to promote my music as an artist. I just want to make it and put it out and have people listening to it. Yeah, we all feel that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work that way. It hasn't ever really worked that way. Every song, every artist, every album, every release always has to have a solid marketing plan behind it. It has always been the case. It's just been kind of in the background, and now social media and ads and Spotify and streaming have sort of democratized the playing field, and we all have access to these tools. So we need to do these things. But again, it's overwhelming. So if you are overwhelmed and you're like, man, I cannot do all of this myself, then step 5 is to thoughtfully consider how you might outsource some of this stuff and start building a team to help you with it. You can do things as simple as going on Fiverr and getting somebody to help you edit video. You can film all of your content and then have somebody else edit it, because editing is very time and labor intensive, and you may not have the skill set to do that. That's one thing you can outsource. You can outsource video filming and creation just at large. You can have a friend come over and film you and take footage of you performing your track, or you can go out around town and get a lot of B-roll and come up with more of like a feel-good video that doesn't really include you performing maybe, and you can have somebody else help you with that. You can outsource your marketing and advertising. I mean, my agency DuPree specializes in this exact thing to help lift the burden from artists who don't want to learn how to run ads or just don't have the time to do it. You can outsource things like changing out your profile pictures and bios and stuff like that. All of the tedious work, you can hire a virtual assistant to do that. If you're really starting out and you don't have a lot of money, then the best thing to do here is to sort of rally your friends around you and get them to help you do this. Get friends who are invested into the success of this project and who believe in you and want to help you. And if you do have a little bit of money and you want to leverage your money in place of your time, then thoughtfully outsourcing things that are sort of paid, like advertising or pitching to playlists, these are great ways to leverage that money in place of your time and use a resource that you have more of, so that you don't have to kind of feel like you're spinning your wheels and can't maximize the results because you just don't have the margin to deal with it. So these are 5 great steps to take every single time you release music. Keep making music, keep releasing consistently, and do these 5 things every single time, and you will continue to build a snowball and a flywheel and a funnel and all of the buzzwords that will help you become more successful as an independent artist. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to go deeper with ideas like this every single week, then I hope you'll subscribe to my newsletter, The One Thing. Every single week, I send out one thing that I am either thinking about or testing to help you succeed as an independent artist and creator. So if you do want to subscribe to that, I'll leave a link to do so in the description of this video. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.